Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about President Trump's efforts to basically recreate the Commission of Fine Arts in his own image, get rid of the people who might give him flack for his over the top, you might say ridiculous projects that not only include the White House East Wing, but also plans for I kid you not, triumphal arch somewhere in the District of Columbia that he has to hope and assume will be the Trump arch forevermore. These sorts of things, there is at least some pushback in government, and it shows why we need independence in certain agencies. But there is the Commission of Fine Arts, and they are tasked with receiving plans and thinking about whether those plans harmonize with the rest of the landscape in the district, and whether architecturally, environmentally, and the like, the vision, such as it is, of the current president. And now that vision is just this imperial, megalomaniacal, crazy vision of Trump, Trump, Trump. We've seen it's his whole career, virtually. The only thing he's really done much in his career is put his name on things like the Kennedy Center and the like. But he wants to do that to the District of Columbia. There is, between him and that, the Commission of Fine Arts. So what's he going to do? Just put in his own appointees there who he'll know already are loyalists who will never try to cross him. Of course, some of them are actual professionals with actual degrees and actual reputations, and coming on and just giving a blank check to Trump in these circumstances ain't going to help their professional fortunes. Some are just political lackeys who have no experience at all at architecture or basically any sorts of formal arts expertise. But we learned through anonymous sources that that is what is going on. And then, of course, there's already and it's been playing out and will continue, the 90,000 square foot ballroom addition to the White House and the completely Trumpian overhaul of the People's House in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So the basic notion here is Trump has tried whatever he can to just exert control, including by, we talked about at the time, the Supreme Court argument where they're going to overturn Humphrey's executor. That had to do with the Federal Trade Commission, but this is another really clear instance of why, for purposes of good government, you certainly want the ability of independent commissions to be able to do their jobs and apply their genuine expertise. And here you have to imagine any commission with the professional knowledge and the integrity to look at these plans for a 90,000 foot ballroom and a triumphal arch would say, are you kidding me? This is not the District of Trump. It's DC, which to date has proceeded, and it really has for anyone who's been there. Probably many of you have. It's a really well-designed town, and the different monuments are sort of separated. They're dignified. They're beautiful in different ways, from the Washington Monument to the Vietnam Memorial. And just walking around, it is a city that kind of makes you proud. And now Trump is proposing to soil completely and do it by sticking in his own lackeys who will just rubber stamp whatever he says. So there's a broader lesson about government power and accountability here, and the reason you want to have public servants, even in executive agencies, who can have some measure of independence and some measure of professionalism. And there's a specific lesson about Washington, D.C., and how if he has his way, and he's certainly setting up a tilted playing field to do just that, you know, every 7th and 8th grader that takes that bus trip to Washington, D.C. is just going to see a very different place, the kind of place that you might have seen in Russia in the Stalin or Lenin era, where at every town there's the big statues of the maximum leader, of a Big Brother Orwellian atmosphere to make future generations think about Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. It's a hideous notion in and of itself, architecturally, in terms of the whole city culture and look, but it's also a really signal instance of his corrupt ways to just run roughshod over the very governmental institutions that are there to keep a president, a crazy, vain, madman president, from just doing whatever the hell he wants to do. So stay tuned, but if he's able to dislodge all the people in the commission, put his own folks in, and then submit plans that are rubber stamped, Washington, D.C. will never be the same. Talk to you later.